folks. Just as meaningless as this intro, you might think it would be just as meaningless to talk about the fact that Tarmacworks and MiniGT are releasing the same model at exactly the same time. But that's exactly what happened this month, albeit in different colors. But we still got the legendary VEILSIDE Fortune's 1:64 scale, the wide-body Mazda RX7, which we know from Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. And in doing so, we noticed something that we've heard from other collectors many times before. The lack of quality in Tarmacworks models. Not with all of them, but especially with the cheapest Tarmacworks versions, the Global 6.4 models, it is clear that Tarmacworks is lagging behind. About time to prove that, but first, let us say that the model does some things better than the others. You can see what those are now. MiniGT released the RX7 at the same time as Tarmacworks. For comparison, we also have the earlier ones from Peako64 and Time Micro. These two got the orange color of the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift model from the film, but both came without a license. If we start at the back, we can see that the Peako64 looks much too big compared to the rest. Time Micro is the only manufacturer that has made separate parts for the small lights at the bottom, unlike the rest. The others have simply painted them on. What also immediately catches the eye are the rivets attached to the car. On the Peako64, they are simply much too large, which ruins the look. Even the front lights are riveted, which looks extremely bad. Tarmacworks also has these rivets, but they are not as big as the Peako64 ones. MiniGT is a touch more subtle. Time Micro has embedded the rivets in the chassis, which looks fantastic at the front. This is where you can best see what we mean by quality workmanship. If parts are attached separately, not painted, but really as external parts, then they must be cleanly finished. Here, you can see the gaps in the Tarmacworks model. This simply looks untidy and unprofessional. In general, the Tarmacworks model lags behind when it comes to the windows. They are simply not nicely framed. You can see that the MiniGT model is absolutely cleanly finished. The side windows and windscreen fit perfectly. The front lights have the right edging and are even framed in black. And you can see the carbon structure inside the headlights. We don't want to be petty, but the front wheel arches are also not cleanly rounded. On the MiniGT model, the curves are perfectly drawn, as you can see there. Speaking of pulling, the body elements also feature stronger contrasts to highlight the individual parts. Tarmacworks is extremely subtle in this regard, which almost gives it a Hot Wheels mainliner character. Incidentally, the front of the Time Micro model is much too long, but we don't want to just bash Tarmacworks non-stop, because where Tarmacworks scores, points is with additional details such as the painting of the components in the rear window, or the fact that we have a white NOS bottle between the seats. None of the other models have that. MiniGT, by the way, is the only model here that comes with red seats. So how would we rank them in the end? It would look like this. Peako64 with the fewest points, as the model is the least effective, too big, too bulky, and too crudely produced. In third place is Tarmacworks, as the model lags significantly behind in terms of quality. MiniGT is another 3 lengths ahead, a neck-and-neck race with Time Micro, with the better outcome for MiniGT because practically almost everything is just right, especially for the price of around $15. When the model finally comes in Tokyo Drift Orange, there will be no stopping it. But what do you think of the list? Would you agree with us, or do you disagree? Feel free to let us know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please follow us so you don't miss anything. As always, happy collecting and stay safe. Cheers.